The Krylaxian Empire had conquered 47 star systems without breaking a sweat. Their military might was unmatched, their technology centuries ahead of most civilizations, and their appetite for expansion insatiable. When their scout ships detected Earth, a small blue planet in an unremarkable corner of the Milky Way, they saw nothing but opportunity. Luna Martinez stood at the observation deck of the mining colony on Titan, her dark eyes scanning the star-filled void. As the colony's chief engineer, she had spent 3 years overseeing the extraction operations on Saturn's largest moon. The work was grueling, but she loved the challenge. Tonight, however, something felt different. The comm system had been eerily quiet for hours. "Luna, you need to see this." Cameron Wright burst through the door, his face pale. As the colony's military liaison, Cameron rarely showed fear, but his hands trembled as he held out a datapad. "We've been monitoring unusual gravitational anomalies. They're not natural." Luna grabbed the device, her engineering mind immediately processing the readings. Her blood ran cold. "These are ship signatures, massive ones. How many? 12 capital ships, maybe 100 smaller vessels." Cameron ran a hand through his short brown hair. "They're positioning themselves around Earth. Luna, I think we're being invaded." The Krylaxian High Commander Zexter watched Earth through the viewing screen of his flagship with satisfaction. Intelligence reports indicated the humans were primitive, barely capable of interplanetary travel. They had some orbital defenses, certainly, but nothing that could withstand the might of the Empire. Within days, the human population would be processed, categorized, and distributed across Krylaxian territories as laborers. "Deploy the pacification drones," Zexter commanded. "Target their military installations first. Minimize casualties. Damaged merchandise loses value." What the Krylaxians didn't understand was that humans had been preparing for this moment since the day they first looked up at the stars and wondered if they were alone. Earth's defensive grid activated instantly. Hidden railguns on the moon opened fire. Satellites that appeared to be simple communication relays revealed themselves as weapon platforms. And most importantly, the distress signal went out across every human settlement in the solar system. Luna and Cameron mobilized immediately. Within an hour, every able-bodied colonist on Titan was armed and ready. The mining equipment was repurposed into makeshift weapons. Luna's engineering expertise turned excavation charges into devastating explosives. Cameron coordinated with military forces across the outer colonies, forming a resistance network. "They think we're weak," Luna said, her voice steady as she modified another mining laser into a cutting beam. "They think because we haven't spread across the galaxy yet, we're somehow inferior." Cameron loaded ammunition into a rail rifle, his jaw set with determination. "They don't know us. They don't know what humans do when cornered." The first Krylaxian landing parties on Earth were met with fierce resistance. What should have been a simple occupation turned into a nightmare. Humans fought with a ferocity the Krylaxians had never encountered. They used guerrilla tactics, booby traps, and psychological warfare. When conventional weapons failed, humans used improvised explosives. When those ran out, they used their bare hands. Commander Zexter watched in growing horror as casualty reports flooded in. His forces were being decimated not by superior technology, but by sheer human determination and adaptability. These creatures refused to surrender. They defended their homes with a savage creativity that no other species had demonstrated. "How are they doing this?" Zexter roared at his tactical officer. "They're technologically inferior. Sir, they're unpredictable. They don't follow standard combat doctrine. They improvising, constantly." Meanwhile, Luna had transformed the Titan colony into a fortress, using the moon's methane lakes and rocky terrain to their advantage. The colonists set traps for any Krylaxian ships that might venture their way. Cameron led strike teams using mining vessels modified for combat, hitting Krylaxian supply lines with surgical precision. "We got word from Mars Colony," Cameron reported during a brief respite. "They've captured a Krylaxian corvette, intact." "Luna, can you already on it?" she interrupted, her eyes gleaming with possibility. "If I can reverse engineer their shield technology and weapons systems, we can upgrade our defenses exponentially." Luna worked for 72 hours straight, barely sleeping, her mind racing through alien schematics and engineering principles. What she discovered changed everything. The Krylaxian technology wasn't more advanced, it was just different. And humans, with their adaptability and problem-solving skills, could not only understand it but improve upon it. Within weeks, human forces across the solar system were using hybrid technology, combining human ingenuity with Krylaxian hardware. Luna's modifications made their weapons more efficient, their ships faster, their defenses stronger. Cameron's tactical genius, combined with this new technology, turned the tide of battle. The Kralaxian Empire began to retreat. Ship by ship, they withdrew from Earth's orbit, from Mars, from the outer colonies. Commander Zexter sat in his command chair, defeated and humiliated. He had lost a third of his fleet to a species that wasn't even supposed to pose a challenge. "Broadcast this across all Kralaxian channels," he said quietly. "Mark this system as forbidden. Any ship that approaches human territory does so at their own risk." As the last Kralaxian vessel jumped to hyperspace, Luna and Cameron stood together on Titan's observation deck, watching the stars. Earth was safe. Humanity was safe. "They came here looking for slaves," Cameron said softly. Luna nodded, a slight smile on her face. "Instead, they found something they didn't expect. They found humans who would rather die fighting than live in chains. They found engineers who could turn mining equipment into weapons. They found soldiers who could adapt to any situation. They found a species that doesn't know how to quit." "What do you think happens now?" Cameron asked. Luna looked at the stars with new eyes, not with fear, but with wonder and determination. Now the galaxy knows we're here, and they know we're not to be trifled with. Humanity just announced itself to the universe, Cameron, and we did it on our terms." The Kralaxian invasion attempt became a cautionary tale told across the galaxy. Don't mess with humans. They might not have the biggest fleet or the most advanced weapons, but they have something far more dangerous: the unyielding spirit to fight for their freedom, the creativity to turn anything into a weapon, and the stubborn refusal to accept defeat. Luna and Cameron became heroes, symbols of human resilience. But they knew the truth: they weren't special. They were simply humans, doing what humans do best: surviving, adapting, and thriving against impossible odds. The galaxy had learned the hard way: humans make terrible slaves, but formidable enemies.